Hey guys, I'm back for another video, and welcome to Hypixel SkyBlock, and today I'm here for another tutorial, and this is a really interesting one. It is the top 7 money-making methods in the game. Now, what does it mean when I say top? It means budget doesn't matter. Skill issues definitely matter. You can't have any of those. But these are the best rates per hour that I could find for the entire game. Now, special shout out to everyone who supplied footage for this video. I got permission from all of them. Kind of put together the Hypixel SkyBlock Avengers team. If you look at some of these names, absolutely ridiculous. We got Fearless, we got Ruby Miner, we got Implodent, we got Deathstreaks. Fearless? I think I said Fearless. Actually, I'm gonna give you an honorable mention as a technical number 8, and that would be lava fishing parties for Jobbus, essentially. So the idea is that you get a bunch of people that are fishing 45 and above together, and they loot share Jobbus. So of course this setup is going to be ridiculous. You're going to want to have Hellfire Rod with fishing speed and double hook attributes. You want to aim for like 350 fishing speed. That said, you're gonna probably have to use Ammonite at first, but once you get your sea creature chance high enough, let's say you're wearing Magma Lord armor, then you could probably switch over to Flying Fish to get that extra speed, since you already would have level or 100% sea creature chance. Obviously doing this during Marina would be helpful if you are lacking the sea creature chance, but again, if you are that high level in the game, perhaps you don't need Marina to be active. But anyways, you profit mostly from a combination of magma fish, crimson essence from all the armor you're gonna get, flash books and shards from Thunder, and of course Magma Lord fragments from Jobbus, as well as nether stars from Vanquishers. Number 7 on the list is the Mythological Event, which is active during Diana. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you better know that. Anyways, the Mythological Event makes about 4 mil an hour just in drops that are not RNG, so like literally just the feathers and the claws. But obviously this is a very RNG dependent method. Immediately your rates go up to like 12 mil an hour when you include dwarf turtle shell mitts, daedalus sticks, that sort of stuff, and then it can shoot up to 25 to 30 mil an hour if you get lucky with Minos relics, with Chimera books. The prices vary wildly as well, depending on how recent the last event was, so it might be worth waiting until it's been a little while to participate in one of these for money. A guild member of mine said, believe it or not, in an 8-hour time span that they got 12 shell mitts, 4 daedalus sticks, 1 Minos relic, 2 Chimera books with 243 magic find, which is a total of 300 mil profit at the time, which is about 44 million an hour. So the proper setup for this, as far as I know, would be to get your magic find as high as possible, which at the moment would seem to be Infernal Kudra armor with the magic find attribute on it. But obviously your damage is going to need to go up quite a bit, so I don't know, man. Some people go Warden Helm. We used to go with Sorrow armor, but apparently the attribute for magic find is better, so that's good to know, I guess. And then as for pet, you're going to want to use, I believe it's Legendary Griffin with a Lucky Clover, and then obviously having Chimera on a Daedalus Axe is going to give you the most magic find as well. And you can swap with Claymore as far as I know. Again, the footage showed here hopefully makes up for my lack of understanding as a noob. Number 6 on the list is the Catacombs M4 S+ runs with an efficient party, which apparently can make 30 mil an hour. The goal is to get second master stars. My guess as to why is because the floor is universally hated, so not a lot of competition on that one. And I should also point out, M7s are also very good, but doesn't make quite as much. And obviously you have drops like Claymore, handles, but it's so RNG dependent that you can't really call it a consistent money making method. So I'll just leave it at that. Next up is number 5, and unfortunately, I'm gonna tell you right now, this money-making method is not worth investing in. The rates are good, but man, the investment's up in the literal billions, and I'm about to explain why. It is ghost farming, which requires, if you want to do it to its maximum and get about 40 mil an hour, you're going to want full Infernal 5-star Crimson with Magic Find and Veteran attributes, Chimera 5 Daedalus Axe, 10 million gold collection with a level 200 G-Drag pet with a Minos relic on it, have a high bestiary, Magic Find mix in with your God Potion, like 250 to 300 Magic Find, and you need to one-tap the ghosts, even when sacrificing your damage gear for more Magic Find. That right there is the reason why this is such a ridiculous strategy that is just so not worth it. I mean, technically you could say the same thing about Mythological, but you could probably get away with using like half-star with a piece of... what is it called? Crimson Armor, sorry, and Warden Helmet. Like, you know, like I said, that guild member had 243 Magic Find, so that's definitely achievable without going all in with, like, Magic Find attributes and stuff. But when it comes to ghost farming, you kind of need it if you want to get good rates, like 40 mil an hour. It just, ever since the strength nerf ages ago, it just never made as much sense to farm ghosts. But hey, you know, if you need the bestiary, and that's about it. I don't know. It does make 35 to 40 mil an hour, though, if you have like a complete max setup. Although Jerrymare does make it slightly easier since you have 10% higher stats. So that's worth noting, I guess. But it's just, nah. Number 4 is my personal favorite out of the list, and that is ruby mining. Yeah, so this is ruby gemstone mining with a route. This one, of course, is going to require about 2.46k mining fortune. That's near the max, by the way. About 9,000 speed. I am not quite there yet, but I am pretty close, actually. You need Jaded Recom Chamber Divan's Armor with all perfect gemstones, Auspicious DRX 655 Drill, or a Divan Drill. And then make sure that that has an Amber Polish Drill Engine, Fortune 4, Pristine 5. You want an AOTV with Ether Warp and be able to teleport between veins instantly. Maxed out Heart of the Mountain perks. Battle Pet with Quick Claw. It's very expensive if you want to literally max it. But, you know, I would say it's worth it in this case, to be honest with you. Glistening Equipment. You're going to want an Ancient Cloak, Vanquish Glowstone Gauntlet, Black Belt, any epic base necklace, all glistening, all recommed. And this is the first method on the list that is doubled during Mining Fiesta. That hints as to what the next ones are going to be. But yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. During Mining Fiesta, you can make upwards of 60 million coins to 70 million coins an hour with ruby mining. Now, I should also point out, if your ping is really bad, then this method's probably not for you. Like, just the simple difference of a few hundred ping can take your rates from 30 mil an hour to like 21 to 22 mil an hour. And also, apparently, Gemstone Gauntlet is better for people with worse ping, from what I understand, because it doesn't consume fuel every tick, which changes the item metadata, which has a chance to cancel your click or your tick. It's annoying. It is very ping dependent, so if your ping is not so great, probably best to avoid this one. But my ping is personally good, and again, it's my favorite money-making method. I've personally made over 1 billion coins doing this, and that's with decent gear, but not the best, so it could get much better. Number 3 on the list is Sapphire Gemstone Mining, specifically Armadillo Mining. People call it Dillo Mining, and here's, okay, again, disclaimer with this one. There's a problem with competition, and finding lobbies is difficult, and so is keeping one. Also, there's apparently several hacked clients now that have structure finder mods, which means not only are you going to be fighting other players for these structures, but you're also going to be fighting hackers. So that's fun, but let's talk about the method in case you manage to find, I don't know, an unprotected spiral in the day 7 lobby that's turning to day 8 in like 30 seconds and no one else is there but you. Literally such perfect circumstances that you'd think it was a wish from a genie. Or for a genie. I don't know what I'm saying. Sapphire has very large deposits, and essentially the idea is using armadillos, you can essentially mine a ton of gemstone blocks in a short amount of time, and the only place where you have enough blocks to do that effectively is in 2 structures in the Precursor Ruins, and that is Spiral and Throne. So you can look them up online, what they look like, and probably watch better people than me for tutorials on this one. Implodent, who's supplying this footage, by the way, is probably a great resource for that. But yeah, might I also mention all the people whose footage is being used, their channels are linked in the description, and their videos as well. Their videos are linked so that you can actually do what they're doing. But anyways, in order to effectively dillo mine, you need to have all the best stuff for mining, like I said earlier, for Ruby, except on top of that, instead of a bow pet with a quick claw, technically if you want it to be max, you can use an armadillo with a quick claw. I want to throw up just saying that, because why would you do that? But technically you can. But yeah, so you'd want to have an armadillo pet. You need AOT E or V, preferably AOTV. It makes a huge difference. Essentially what you do is you teleport to the top or the side of a vein of sapphire, and then you spin around while sitting on the armadillo. You set up an auto pet rule as well. You set an auto pet rule for on cast fishing rod to switch to any random pet, then add an exception to it. For example, I don't know, when not on Crimson Isle, doesn't matter. Make another on throw fishing hook auto pet rule and then set it to armadillo. So in one cast, you're switching your pet away from armadillo to something else and then immediately back to armadillo. And then that's how you do it. As you can see in this footage, it's a lot more elegant than I'm making it sound. But anyway, yeah, you teleport to the top of the side of a vein, spin, and then you break all the blocks. Now, the thing about this method, again, the competition is awful. Good luck finding a lobby. But if you can, and you're not going to be disturbed, then you can make anywhere from 50 to 100 million coins an hour at max efficiency. Yeah. During Mining Fiesta, if you were to have a lobby to yourself and knew all the locations and did everything correctly, you can genuinely make 100 mil an hour at maximum. It's crazy, but most of the time about 50 mil an hour, you know, if it's not during Mining Fiesta. Number 2 is Blaze tier 4 Slayers, which makes 30 to 50 million coins an hour, depending on how fast you do it and how good your RNG is, obviously. So when it comes to how fast you should be doing these, if you're going to expect those rates, you'll probably want to take 1 minute and 15 seconds to spawn the Slayer and 45 seconds to kill it. So 2 minutes per Slayer, 30 of them an hour. You make about 1 mil each, maybe more if your RNG is good. But yeah, so obviously with those, you're going to want to have the strongest gear you can manage. Again, Infernal Kudra, perhaps Warden Helmet, that sort of thing. But anyways, also with G-Drag Pet, I've already talked about how to do this stuff with max combat methods, so let's just move on. You're gonna be looking for Derelict Ashes, which you're gonna get a ton of, Duplex Books, and you need to set your RNG meter to Duplex Books, by the way. That's where a lot of your profit's coming from, so you want more of those. Smoldering, Scorched Books, Dice. The RNG drops, there's a ton of them for Blaze Slayer, and all of them make you good money. Well, not all of them. Most of them make you good money. And that brings us to the number 1 money-making method at the moment for Hypixel SkyBlock, and that is Infernal Kudras, making 100 million plus coins per hour. 100 million coins an hour without any sort of special event. Now, granted, that's assuming it takes you 3 minutes to do each run. It's really RNG dependent, but you can sell all sorts of stuff, including Kudra armors with very good attributes. They can go for hundreds of millions of coins if you get lucky enough. Of course, the attributes you're going to be looking for is Veteran, Dominance, Vitality, Magic Find, Mana Pool, Mana Regen, that sort of stuff. And you also get like 1600 essence per run, which pretty much covers the cost of keys. So that 100 mil an hour is not including, or that is including the key cost. That's net after the keys. So absolutely freaking ridiculous. I personally have never done the past 3 of these money-making methods, actually. Yeah, like I said, I got footage from essentially the Avengers of Hypixel SkyBlock so that they could demonstrate it better than me. They vetted this script Everything makes sense according to them. But they wanted me to specify that if you're not strong enough to do these at the capacity that I'm saying, let's say you don't have 300 magic find or 250 magic find, then maybe you shouldn't be doing these grinds. You know, I'm just saying, probably the most noob friendly of all the methods here is ruby mining, if I had to guess. The one you're going to have the most success with. Even though it doesn't make as much as some of the other methods, it is the easiest to get into. That's why I did it on my Iron Man with the Gemstone Gauntlet. And, you know, so I would, if I had to recommend one for everybody that is not so far in the game to do, it's probably ruby mining. The rest of them, have fun getting to that point. And it's gonna be a grind, but man, will it be freaking worth it. And I'm gonna take my own advice, honestly. Now, I'm a little sad about the Sapphire thing with the hackers, so I might not be able to even experience Dillo mining. We'll see. But I'll definitely get to experience Blazes and Kudra someday, hopefully within a year. But anyways, I guess that's it for the tutorial, guys. If you want to help me out, ThirtyVirus, use code ThirtyVirus in the Hypixel store if you're gonna buy any cookies or gems or whatever. It would help me out a lot. But for now, I guess that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys later.